Hey there, welcome to a new Photoshop tutorial. In this video I want to show you how to retouch this portrait. I have this image here and this is the final result of this image, and what I want to show you is how to work a bit with colors, luminosity values, how to work with lights and shadows and create this effect for this picture. Let me show the original image, which is this. I'm gonna reactivate my retouch group, and again you can see the before and after. It's not a difficult tutorial. We're not going to go into how to retouch skin and stuff like that, just how to create this effect and how to work with colors. I'm going to show you some tricks to work with color values and luminosity values and stuff like that. I hope you will like it, and let's get started. Okay, we're gonna start retouching this by unlocking my background layer. By the way, you have the stock image, this stock image and this PSD file on the stock folder if you wanna follow along as you watch this video. Let me just expand the group so you can see all the adjustments that I have here. So you can see we have quite a few adjustment layers here, and we're gonna drag this under my portrait, and this is the image that we will start working with. Now, to start working with this, we have to make two copies. Press Ctrl Command J twice to create the two copies, and the first one we're going to name it Shadows Lighten, and the second one we're going to name it Highlights Darken. Okay, we're going to use these two layers to adjust the highlights and the shadows of our image. I suggest you turn this into a smart object, because this will help you make any changes that you want after you apply the adjustment. And we're gonna start working with the shadows lighten, and this layer we will use it to add some light on the shadows. You can use different adjustments, but the one that I like to use is the shadows and highlights. So just go to image, adjustments, and choose shadows highlights, because this adjustment cannot be added as an adjustment layer from here, from the layers palette. And what we do here is just set everything to 0, because we're just going to work with the shadows section and the adjustments. And on the other layer, we will use the highlights and the adjustments. What we do with this adjustment for the shadows that we're working now here with the shadows is, if you increase the amount, you will start, especially here on the hair, on this part over here and on the pants. If we increase the amount and the tone, we start to add light on those shadows. And you can see that this part here, which is white, it's not being affected. And with the radius, you can adjust a bit this setting. And if I deactivate the preview box, you can see the before and after. Okay, I'm gonna give you the settings that I have for this. I have 35 for the amount, the tone set to 63, and the radius to 60. Now I used more than I need for this picture, but that's okay, because we're gonna adjust the amount of this adjustment using the opacity value. On the adjustments, I have the color set to 20. This is to saturate or desaturate the part that you adjusted, in this case only the shadows, so I'm gonna leave it to 20. And the mid-tone, I have it to -21. This is to increase the mid-tone contrast, so I have it to -21 just to have it more like a flat result, which is okay. And now I'm going to drop the opacity of the entire layer to 50%, and this gives me a bit more light. The opacity value really depends on your image. For this image, I think 50% is okay. Now we're going to do almost the same with the highlights. I'm going to activate that, and again I'm going to image, adjustments, and shadows highlights. And for some reason, I have to make another copy of my portrait and convert it into a smart object. And now I'm going to do the same, adjustments and shadows highlights. Okay, and here I'm going to set the shadows to 0. I don't want to affect them, and we're just going to work on the highlights. And here we do the same thing, except that we're darkening highlights. If we increase the amount, you can see how we make the highlights really dark. The settings that I have for this are 13, 44, and 20 for the radius. The reason why I wanted to darken the highlights is because the clothing part here was a bit too bright, and maybe on your image is not necessary, but it's good to have it there, especially if you have, like, for example, an action and you want to have the possibility to drop the highlights a bit if you need to. Here I have the color set to 5. I don't want to saturate that too much, and the midtone to 20. And I'm gonna click OK. And again, I'm gonna drop the opacity to 50%. And let me show you what I did with just these two adjustments: original image and after the adjustment. It's not a very big change, but it's definitely a change there. And let's rename this back to highlights darken. Okay, now let's move on. I wanted to change a bit the skin tone, so I used the color balance. I'm gonna give you the settings. I just changed the midtones, and I had I set this to 13, the cyans and red. I wanted to add more red on the midtones. 44 for the minus 13, sorry, for the magenta and green, and 24 for the yellows and blues. And on the highlights I have -1, -4, and -9. And this is just, I wanted to have some reddish tones, but this affects the whole image, so I will invert the layer mask with Ctrl+Command+I. And now I'm going to use the quick selection tool to select the portrait, just the portrait alone, like this. Well, actually just the skin tones. Or you can simply just use the brush tool and paint with white and reveal the effect over the face. Like that. And I'm gonna drop the opacity to, let's say, 30%. Yeah, that's okay. And just see the before and after. If it's too red, just change the settings here, maybe pull back some of the magenta and some of that, and probably increase the opacity to 35. Okay, this is just it was just a minor adjustment. Here comes a major one, using the channel mixer. This is a weird adjustment, especially if you never used it before. I already have a tutorial on psdbox.com, a free tutorial explaining how this adjustment works. Basically, we have the 3 channels, red, green, and blue. And here we can change the mix of them, how they work. The behavior of this adjustment, as I said, I have a free tutorial explaining how it affects the image. I'm just going to give you the values for this. So I have for the reds, I have 130. On the greens, -30. And on the blue, -20. And this is the red channel. On the green channel, we have 0, 100, and 0, so we didn't touch this. And on the blue, we have -60 for the reds. On the greens, 50. And on the blue, 100. And this is the color that we get by mixing the channel color info. As I said, on my website, psdbox.com, you'll find a tutorial. Just search for how the channel mixer works or something like that, and you'll find a tutorial explaining how this works in more detail. Now I'm going to drop the opacity of this to 20%, 25, and we're just going to move on. And we're going to add a gradient map. With this gradient map, I'm going to set it to black and white, so I'm going to use a custom gradient like this. With this gradient map, what I want to do is change a bit the contrast of the image. So I'm going to change the blend mode of this to luminosity. And if I deactivate this, you can see the before and after. It's a bit too strong, so I'm going to drop the opacity to 25%. And we're going to move on and add a curves adjustment now. With the curves here, I want to first touch the master. I'm going to add a first point here, well, the only point that I have on the master. And I have 141 for the input and the output to 112. This will darken the whole image, and this is because what I want to do here is create a sort of a vignette, but playing with the colors as well. So we have to go into the channels here. So I'm going to start with the blue color. the blue channel. So on this point, the bottom left point, we have an input of 0 and an output of 26. We're just going to create a simple split tone effect. And on the highlights, the top right point, input 255 and the output to 241. This creates this split tone effect. See that, this blue and yellow. On the green, we're gonna leave it like that. So we're just gonna go straight into the red. And here we have several points. The first, the top points, the top and bottom points are set to the default. And then I just added one over here with input 94 and output 85. Then a second point for the brightest midtones with input 194 and output 195. And that's it. That's the adjustment that I made on the red channel. Now on this layer mask, what I want to do is I want to create a selection. So I'm going to select the elliptical marquee tool and I'm going to create a selection like this, enclosing the woman like you see there. And I'm going to switch the foreground and background color. I'm going to switch the foreground to black. And now I'll press Alt and Backspace to fill this. As you can see here on the layer mask, I fill this with this black color, which means the effect is not being applied here. Now I want, as I said, to create sort of a vignette effect, so I have to soften this. You can apply a Gaussian blur, or if you have a newer version of Photoshop, you can use the feather setting and just soften this to the amount that you want. If you want to have the circle a bit bigger, all you need to do is press Ctrl-Command-T, first select the layer mask, and then just expand this or just give it the shape that you want, and that's it. And see the before and after. Maybe I want it even softer, like that. And see that? Now we have yellower tones. We have that split tone effect here on the sides. Let's move on and add a black and white adjustment layer. Now this, I already have a tutorial explaining, showing this trick on psdbox.com. But again, I'm going to show you how this works. We're going to change the blend mode to luminosity. And here, what we do with this is change the light values of the colors that we have on this list over here. Actually, if we move this, for example, the reds, which are mostly skin tones, you can see how we can make them darker or brighter without affecting the rest of the image. And the same for the yellows, the same for example, this cyans, which are here on the background. We can use the sliders to change the luminosity value because we have the blend mode set to luminosity. I'm gonna give you the values. So for the reds, I have 57, 66 for the yellows, 61 for greens, 21 for cyans, and 20 for blues, and magentas 80. So those were not have not been touched. I'm gonna leave the blend mode to luminosity, as I said, and the opacity to 100%. Because I like how that looks. See that? I darkened a bit the background and added just a bit of light there on the face. Next, I'm gonna add an exposure adjustment layer. This is just to create sort of like a washed effect if you need it. I just set a low value of 0.036 and a gamma correction of 1.04. And I don't know if you can see the change. We just added a bit of light, and if you have an image with a lot of shadows, using this offset, you can add light on those shadows and create that sort of faded effect, or that washed effect. And next, another curves adjustment, and here's to create change the tone of the whole image. I did not change the RGB, the master. I just changed the channels. On the blue, I have that split tone effect again, but this time with just 0 and 15. And the top for the yellows, the highlights, 255 and output 245. We have already a slight yellow tone on the highlights, as you can see. And then on the reds, we have 0 for the shadow. We have 0 and 30. And for the highlights, I did not touch the highlights. I just wanted to have this red tone across the image, and I dropped the opacity to 50%, and the blend mode I left it to normal. 50%. Okay. And next, a vibrance adjustment to control the saturation of the whole image. I have the vibrance to 10 and saturation to 5. The saturation is a bit stronger than the vibrance, and vibrance affect mostly yellows and blues and those colors. And we're pretty much done. I'm gonna group everything just to show you the result that we get. This is the result with all the adjustments, and this is the original image, again, before and after. And if you want to sharpen your image, you can press Shift Alt Control or Command E. This will merge everything into a new layer. And I use the high pass filter from the Filter Other High Pass. And I don't know, a radius of about 2 pixels. When you see the smallest detail, that's okay. Just click OK to accept the filter, to apply it. And then you can use blend modes: overlay, soft light, hard light, vivid light, or linear light. And the more you go down here, down to the linear light, the stronger the sharpening effect. As you can see, this is how it looks. I'm gonna zoom in at 100%. This is how it looks with the linear light, and this is how it looks with the soft light, which is the one that I used, and this is without the layer at all. I think it works. It looks better a bit with soft light and high pass. So that's all. That's how I created this effect. Again, I'm going to show the original image and the effect that I got. I hope you learned something new. You can create an action for this if you want, but it most likely will not work for the rest of the images. I just wanted to show you how, some blend modes and some combinations of adjustment layers and blend modes that you can use to correct or to enhance your portraits. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, just post a comment. I'll be glad to reply. That's all. I hope you liked it, and we'll see you on the next tutorial.